know how they find major levels in the market structure, for example. Let's talk about it. In this chart right here, we have oil. And a lot of times you see on YouTube channels, you will see people be like, hey, this is how you find market structure. And they find the perfect place, perfect examples of where everything's at. And I want to show you that it doesn't work like that in the market. Now, everything is always perfect. Now there's double tops or double bottoms, or even about supply or demand zones. It doesn't always hit it perfectly, but near it, right? So this is how we play this. So this is how you got to read market structure. Everybody always tells you, they show you these drawings all the time. Up, down, up, down, up, down, right? Like a break, right? So it's saying backwards. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Whatever, right? Because that's how the market moves. Basically, how the market moves. But there are different ways. I can draw the like candles I see all the time. How market moves. Am I a price expert, price action expert, market structure expert? I don't know, but we'll find out in this video, right? So this is how I read market structure. Before this is at the beginning, so I want if I can learn the market over again, and somebody were to teach me, this is how I would teach, and this is how I would explain it. Only thing we're looking for is just major levels, and what I mean by that is what caused the market to shift or move, right? And you can draw millions of examples. You can be very detailed. You can be like here, 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 here. It technically wouldn't be wrong because everybody look at the same charts. It just your perspective. That's what it comes down to, right? Your perspective and your edge, right? For me, my edge is market structure and price action combined, right? And I do a little bit of advanced market structure, but that's for a whole different video. But what we can look at is where are the major points? Right here. This caused a major point. This caused a major point. This caused a major point, right? This move right here. Boom, right? Boom, right? Boom, right? So let's just look at what causes. I'm just looking through. You might see we just looking at what causes move, right? And I just want to show you guys something. So check this out. A lot of times the market would meet up with each other. Right here, here, for example, you have right here, right here. Is it perfect? No, but it's a general area. Like, and that's what you gotta understand. It's not always gonna be perfect. It's generally within a certain range or area. Sometimes you get the perfect uh, touch points, right? If I go to the 4 hour chart, I'm going to daily chart right now. But if you use a 4 hour chart, 5 hour chart, whatever chart you use, you can find those points. But what I want to show you is the market doesn't move perfectly like you think it does, right? It makes a higher lows. I mean, a lower high, sorry, lower high, lower high, lower high, right? That's what the market does. And that's all it is, lower high. That's when you know the market's going lower. Oopsies. This is slow. And that's all it does each and every single time. It just makes lower high. So in this case, you've seen it right here. So the mark is literally done. If I were to trace it, I'm not going to because the color. But if I were to trace it, it's doing this literally. And that's what it's doing literally, just making higher lows. And I'm only circling the key candles that causes the lows, which is one right here. But sometimes, a lot of times they'll match up. They'll hit this area eventually, right? Like right here, hit this area, hit this area. Like right here, it generally hit the area, right a little bit above it, but it hit the area, right? It does that all the freaking time. If you just take your time and you're just patient, you can make a lot of money. Are you gonna be right every single time? No, but you have to find your edge, right? So once you understand how the market moves, you can make money. For example, the market, if it does something like this, right, and it breaks structure, let's say this is a break of structure right here, and it comes up and break it, it's not going to reach this right away. It's going to come down. It's going to fool a lot of people because it needs money. Once the market grabs money, it's going to sell because it needs buyers, right, to sell. And once they get buyers, they're going to sell it. They're going to go crazy down low, right? That's happens all the time. So how can I know this? For example, look right here. Pay attention to this. You see this high right here? Look what the market did. People probably thought, oh, it's about to start running, right? It broke structure, broke structure, broke structure. You know, technically it did break this structure, right? But even when it breaks structure the first time, you don't chase it. You just let it run. Guess what happened? It came down. We higher low. Guess what happened? Came in here in the future. This area, boom, short it. You could do that all the time. This is just swing trading. I'm just showing you it on a bigger time frame. You can go to the smaller time frames and get more of it. So you can play like short bounces if you want to for day trades and make a lot of money like that. Or it's other ways you can play it to get a pullback. There's a bunch of different things you can do. But once you learn market structure, your game it's going to change your trading. But you just have to pay attention to the main pivots. That's it. You know, pay attention to every little detail, every little dot. No, you just pay attention to the main pivot points, which is called external market structure, right? That's what you pay attention to, and that's what's going to make your trading change a lot, right? So if I go on a 4 hour chart, right? This is a 4 hour chart. Same thing. Nothing changes. Just look for your major pivot points. This causes a change. This causes a change. Guess what? Break a structure. Guess don't buy yet. If you're gonna buy, you just wait till it shows your candle, which I'll show you guys a little what candles you'll buy. And then you just wait for your buy signal, and then you'll buy it, and you just wait. But you just want to break structures, you just wait. Guess what happens? Came back down, hit this level, broke it. Right? Guess what happened? Hit here. Guess what happens later? Short it. Right? Guess what hit here? Came into this area. Don't buy. Don't buy. This is what you buy. And it came out short it. Right? Right here. Major pivot level. Guess what happens in the future? Hit it. Eventually, it hits it. Boom. Guess what happens right here? Comes back here. Guess what happens eventually? For a short. Now, is it perfect all the time? No. And you can make a bunch of trades in here too. Don't get me wrong. You don't think you only trade like once a year. I'm just showing you like the major levels where it hits. This is where you're gonna find the major levels in market structure, right? It's usually gonna do 3 to 4 hits generally. Sometimes it's gonna be more, sometimes it's gonna be less. But you're gonna get 3 or 4 hits, and then it's gonna fall down. If it hits the support a couple of times, it's gonna do this 2 or 3 times, and it's gonna fall down. Now you can play these short bounces if you want to. I'll show you how to do that in another video. If you want to play quick short bounces, I'll show you what to do, how to do it. Right? Want to make quick money in between? I can show you how to make money. Once it breaks this, I'm like, hey, I can show you how to where to short at next time. I can show you. I can tell you where and how to do it. It's not hard, right? But you just have to learn the basics of market structure. You got to learn where the key points at, and it's all where the change of structure is. That's it. Look, guess what happened in the future? I hit it, right? Does it all the time. So just get used to looking at key points in the market. Get used to that, the pivots. And then what you want to do in between the pivots that helps me too is just trace it up and down the market structure and notice what happens. You just pay attention to the chart, right? Just pay attention, trace over it. What's going to happen is your eyes going to start paying attention to details. Your eyes going to start seeing things. And then you're going to start understanding, like, oh, this is how the market works, right? That's what I do to tell myself. I just trace over things that happen. So broke structure here. This is a little internal structure. I know not to buy this. I won't buy till it gets bought right here again for a breakup and over it back up to the top. But I'll show you guys that trick later. But yeah, but it just you just had to once you learn market structure, it changes everything for you. It can change your life, in trading life, and your day trading and everything. You don't need per se moving averages to help you. So this is just a quick example. Just look for the major pivot points first, and then the next video, let's get more intimate. Let's get more detail on how to find these plays. Okay. But you guys, if you have any questions or any comments below, you want to check any charts below, just shoot me a comment underneath, and let's get to it.